in Matthew 17:16. You shall know them by their fruits. We must judge the fruit. We must judge the results. We must judge the outcome. If a Negro politician ain't producing fruits, vote them out. The Democratic Party ain't the Black Party. If they're not doing something for you, vote them out.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine.
Peace and blessings, everybody. This is Damon K. Jones here, and welcome back to the Publisher's Desk, powered by Black Westchester Magazine, blackwestchester.com. The news with the Black point of view. And today, I want to begin with a lesson from history. In 1848, British Prime Minister Lord Palmerston, I think I said his name right, made a statement that has survived for nearly 2 centuries, brothers and sisters. We have no internal allies and we have no perpetual enemies. Our interests are internal and perpetual, and those interests is our duty to follow. Now, over time, brothers and sisters, that statement became known in a simpler form. There are no permanent friends and no permanent enemies, only permanent interests. Now understand what he was saying. He wasn't talking about friendship. He wasn't talking about family. He wasn't talking about personal relationships. He was talking about politics. He was talking about power. He was talking about nations. He understood something that many people still don't understand today. Politics is not an emotional sport. Politics is a transactional sport. Nations do not make decisions based on loyalty. Nations make decisions based solely on interest. Throughout history, countries that were enemies became allies. Countries that were allies became enemies. Why? Because the interest changed. The interest was always more important than the relationship. The interest was always more important than the emotions. The interest was more important than loyalty. Now let's bring that principle home, Black America, because if politics is about interest, then Black America has a question it must answer. What are Black America's permanent interests? Is our permanent interest schools? Is our permanent interest communities? Is our permanent interest Black home ownership? Is our permanent interest economic development? Is our permanent interest wealth creation? Is our permanent interest stronger families? Is our permanent interest better health outcomes? If the answer is yes, then every politician, every political party, every candidate, every policy should be evaluated by one standard. Does it advance Black America's interests? Not whether if you like the damn politician, not whether if you like the party, not whether if the speech made you feel good, not whether if they played on your emotions and they sound inspiring. Does it advance Black America's interests? Because while Black America has been arguing over Democrats and Republicans, our real power have been focused on something else, their interests. Every election cycle, we are told that the Republicans are the problem. Every election cycle, we are told that the Democrats have a solution, or vice versa. And we're told to pick a side. We're told to join the fight. We're told to fear the other side. We're even told to hate the other side. We are told to become emotionally invested in this political war. Meanwhile, the people at the top do what they always been doing. Corporations still make money. Lobbyists can still having access. Consultants continue getting paid. Media continue making profits. Insiders continue influencing policy. Power brokers continue protecting their interests. But what does Black America get? What have we gotten in the last 60 years? If the fight is so important, why do the people with the most money seem to matter? If the fight is so important, why do the people in these elected positions seem to win no matter what? And then no matter what side. Regardless of what side you're on, the people with the most influence always have a seat at the table. Why do people with the most power continue expanding their power regardless of which party is in control? Because power understands something many Black American voters do not. Power is loyal to interests. Black voters are loyal to parties. That's why Black America must begin thinking differently. For decades, we have been encouraged to think emotionally about politics. We have been encouraged to think in terms of friends and enemies. We've been encouraged to think in terms of teams. We've been encouraged to think in terms of loyalty. But politics should never be about loyalty, Black America. Politics should be about results. Politics should be about outcomes. Politics should be about your interests. And that brings me to the question nobody wants to talk about. How did Black America become so focused on Republicans when many Black Americans don't even live in Republican leadership? Huh? The hell you talking about Republicans for? Ain't no Republican pissing in my hallway. Ain't no Republican playing dice on the corner. Ain't no Republican breaking into my car. Ain't no Republican out here doing teen takeovers. Those are not Republican children. Ain't no Republican shooting our babies, threatening our seniors. Who is your mayor? 9 times out of 10 Black folks, it ain't no damn Republican. Who's your city council? 9 times out of 10 ain't no Republican. Who's on your school board? 9 times out of 10 ain't no Republican. People that look like you and me. And they're producing children that can't read. Your county government, your district attorney, your local courts, your state legislator. In many Black communities, Republicans have not controlled local government for decades. Yet somehow, the political conversation eventually comes back to Republicans. I'm not defending Republicans. I'm making it plain. How is that possible if your schools are failing and Democrats, Black folks that look like you are running the schools? How is the Republicans' fault? These are not Republican questions. I'm not supporting Republican questions. These are accountability questions, because politics should never be about who you blame. Politics should be about who is responsible. Imagine hiring a contractor to renovate your house, brothers and sisters. 30 years later, the roof still leaks. The plumbing doesn't work. The electrical system is failing. The foundation is cracking. Would you spend all your time blaming the contractor who never worked on your house? Or will you handle your business with the contractor who had the contract and did the work on your house? See, that's where Black America must mature politically. The goal is not protecting parties. The goal is protecting your community. The goal is not defending politicians. The goal is producing results. If someone has controlled a city, a county, a political machine for decades, they should be evaluated based on the outcomes they produce, not the speeches, not the slogans, not the promises that never come through, the results. Now I'm going to take it a little deeper. For those who must believe in God, this is not just a political conversation. This is also a spiritual conversation. The Apostle Paul wrote, "For we wrestle against flesh and blood, against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." The scriptures said wickedness in high places. I have to repeat that on some of these videos because some Black folks don't get it. The scriptures teaches that corruption often operates through positions of influence, authority, and power. That doesn't mean every politician is corrupt. It doesn't mean every wealthy person is corrupt, but it does mean we have to stop being naive in Black America, because there are those who benefit from our dependency. There are those who benefit from our confusion. There are those who benefit from our division. And there are those who benefit when Black America stop asking questions. There are people who benefit when communities remain dependent on systems instead of building their own institutions. That's why Black America must focus on godly discernment, political discernment, economic discernment, spiritual discernment, because not everyone who claims to be helping us is helping us. What did Jesus say in Matthew 17:16? You shall know them by their fruits. We must judge the fruit. We must judge the results. We must judge the outcome. If a Negro politician ain't producing fruits, vote them out. The Democratic Party ain't the Black Party. If they're not doing something for you or producing fruit, vote them out. Step away from the party. Not telling you to go to the Republican Party, but there's options. Show them that they have to earn your vote because they're not producing for Black America. We have to start questioning these Negroes. They're showing us. Matter of fact, God is showing us that the leadership of the day is done. They don't have the solutions, especially when they start asking young football players to turn down scholarships in red states. That's some of the silliest thing I ever seen in my life. That shows they have no policy outcomes for you, Black America. They only have emotional outrage. And emotional outrage doesn't do anything. I mean, emotional outrage is nothing but a slogan, nothing but a hashtag. What is their fruit? And they're not producing any fruit. Nothing for you, Black America. We have to stop giving automatic loyalty to any political party. Make every politician earn your vote, from the bottom all the way up to the top, no matter what party they are. Because it ain't about permanent friends. It ain't about permanent enemies. It's about permanent interests. We have to get our interests together and vote accordingly to those interests. And demand answers from our legislators, from our mayors, from our city council people, from our school board. Black America must learn from that principle 180 years ago. Good old Lord Palmerston. No permanent friends, no permanent enemies, only permanent interests. That's the principle we have to learn. Not red or blue, not vote blue no matter who. None of that nonsense. What is our interests? Do you align with our interests? The Democratic Party is not the Black Party, so they're not our permanent friends. The Republican Party is not our permanent enemy. The Republican Party is not our permanent friends. The Democratic Party ain't our permanent enemy neither. Black America's permanent loyalty should be to Black America's permanent interests. The day we stop being loyal to parties and start being loyal to our interests is the day every politician, no matter what party they are, will have to take Black America seriously. Right now, they don't take you seriously. Neither party does. Red versus blue is a distraction. Black interests are the mission. Results are the standard. Ownership is the goal, Black people. I'm Damon K. Jones, and if you like this, please like and share. We have to continue to have these conversations. What are Black America's interests? And then let's stand on those interests and hold elected officials accountable. Please go to blackwestchester.com. It's the news with the Black point of view. Brothers and sisters, we are a real newspaper. And you could go download the e-paper if you don't live in the Westchester, New York, Northern Bronx, Southern Connecticut area. To get your physical paper, you could go online and get the e-paper. Thank you again. Please like and share. Please comment. Please tell me what you think. I try to respond to every comment that's left on the video. So I thank you again. Be safe, stay blessed, and stay Blacktastic. Peace out.
Black America, political loyalty without results is not power. Sign up and get your free ebook by Damon K. Jones. A seat at the table is not power. Building the table is. This book exposes how political dependence weakened our communities and lays out a blueprint for Black economic, political, and institutional sovereignty. If you're ready to move from symbolism to ownership, this is for you. Download it free today. Follow Damon K. Jones on YouTube and stay connected to empowering conversations that challenge the mind, strengthen the spirit, and uplift the community. Subscribe to Black Westchester YouTube and at Damon Jones on YouTube for powerful content on life, culture, community, faith, politics, health, and truth that makes you think for yourself. If you're serious about political clarity and independent thinking, this is for you. The Political Thought Bundle includes 3 full books, all personally signed. Democrats and Republicans, the Ultimate Gangbangers, breaks down how the two-party system operates like a legalized street war for power. Emotional Politics, Logical Failure exposes how emotion has replaced strategy in Black political engagement. Tolerance is for Cowards lays out a blueprint for extended policing and community-led public safety rooted in outcomes rather than slogans. 3 signed books. One bundle, $60. That's a $75 value, and you're getting signed copies included. This isn't left versus right. It's results versus rhetoric. Go to twosteppublishing.com and secure your signed Political Thought Bundle today. It's going to be Blacktastic. For more than a century, Black America built its own economy under segregation, under discrimination, and under conditions most people today cannot imagine. We built businesses. We built banks. We bought land and property. In the Forgotten Blueprint, Damon K. Jones reveals how Black communities created thriving economic systems from 1800 to 1965 and why that blueprint still matters today. This book challenges the idea that our future depends on politics alone and shows how ownership, family, and enterprise once powered Black prosperity. The blueprint is not lost. We just stopped using it. The Forgotten Blueprint, how Black America built its own economy from 1800 to 1965. On sale now at Two-Step Publishing and Amazon. Black Westchester magazine has been giving our community a voice, reporting the stories others ignore, holding power accountable, and making sure the truth about our communities is told by us. But independent Black media only survives when the community supports it. If you believe in real journalism, community accountability, and keeping Black voices strong in local news, we need your help. Your donation helps us continue covering the stories that matter: politics, education, justice, and economic empowerment right here in Westchester. Support Black media, support Black truth, support Black Westchester magazine. Donate today and help keep Black media alive. Because Black-owned independent media is Blacktastic. Black Westchester magazine presents People Before Politics, the Sunday Rundown, every Sunday at 6 p.m. on YouTube. Join Damon K. Jones, A.J. Woodson, and Larnez Kinsey as they break down the biggest stories in politics, culture, and community from a Black point of view. No spin, no party loyalty, just logic, accountability, and outcomes. If it impacts Black America, we're talking about it. Tap in, subscribe, set your reminder. This Sunday at 6 p.m. is going to be Blacktastic.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.